Vince McMahon cutting the promo in the back with the do-rag. Hey, you know what? Do you remember him doing that?
Yeah, of course I do. My brother was in the same skit.
That's right, and it was a different time. It was a different time.
Not literally.
Right, not too far, but I think when Vince is making those comments, I think he's talking about himself. Because nobody forgot the comments he made in doing that skit, on the show live.
I think he was talking about Hogan, but he was also referring to himself within that skit that he did, because a lot of people looked at that. Did you and I do a show on that?
I don't think so.
I remember talking about it with somebody on a podcast. I thought it was you. But people asked me about that, and I was like, it's no way, knowing me and how I look at things, because my brother was in the skit too, so people were asking me I would have never agreed to it. Because my thinking when it comes to race is totally different than my brother. I'm very in-depth in this. A lot of people aren't. That's no knock on them. You know what I'm saying? These are things that's been near and dear to my heart, and things I've studied before I ever got in the wrestling business. So when people take things like that and want to make a character out of it, I got a problem. I got a problem with making little white boys hip-hop guys. I got a problem with making John Cena Mr. Thug of Numbers. I got a problem with that. How you take black things, like I was just saying a few minutes ago, turn them inside out and give them to white people.
Yeah.
And then take the black guy and put the stereotypical way of how white people look at us and push that. See, those things it's the wrestling business through and through. But at the end of the day, nobody sees the big picture. So when you have that thought of thinking, me saying, how you doing, my nigga? Or whatever the hell he said right there, and think that's funny, it's really not.
Yeah.
You really are, perpetually pushing exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember he said what was the video he was talking about it before? I remember he said it, because I remember he had another separate podcast. This was years ago. I did a reaction to something. He got hot. It might have been about the Crime Time thing. Yeah, I think it was something like that. And some of those gimmicks. Yeah, two different podcasts. I remember one, like he said, people was wondering why he never went up there. WWE. I was like, yeah, they ain't gonna have. That's one thing I can tell. I don't even know this man, Stevie Ray, personally, but I can tell they ain't gonna have him up there dancing. He don't play that mess. That's not gonna happen. And having somebody chase you down, running away from somebody, hitting you in the head with a bottle of milk. That ain't none of that's happening. He ain't going for that shit. I know for a fact.
I can take your word. A lot of people don't even know where that word comes from, Vince. Do you know? Or do you need an edification on it today, like I always do on this show?
Edify me. Go ahead.
Okay. The majority of people that were brought here from Africa were Nigerians. That's close to what river, Vince? I know you know this one. Mm. Do you know what river?
Yeah, but I'm afraid to say words.
Vince ain't stupid. Yeah. Let me get that back.
Put another G on the show.
Vince ain't gonna say he's not stupid. Like I remember that another video, and that kid looked nervous as hell up there for the spelling bee, because you know what the word sounds like. But it was NEGUS. Something was like, please spell yes, like NEGU. Yeah. And he's like, oh, it sounds like something else, and it sounds too close to it. And the kid had to ask. He had to ask the whatever you call the guy, repeat the question or use it in a sentence. And that I know he was nervous as hell up there. He was like, oh no, I don't know about saying this, because it sounds way too damn close.
Edify me. Go ahead.
Okay. the majority of people that were brought here from Africa were Nigerians. That's close to what river, Vince? I know you know this one. Do you know what river?
Yeah, but I'm afraid to say words on
Niger.
Right.
Put another G in. Put another G in now, Vince. What do you have?
He said,
I'm afraid to say words on this. Nigel, wait a minute. Are we talking about Nigel Olsen, the drummer of Elton John's drummer, Nigel Olsen? Is that what? I'm very confused. I'm very confused. Hey, Carl, can I tell you something? I've been wanting to tell you guys.
You hear this? You hear this, Carl?
Well,
This is what I have to deal with.
I do have something to say, but go ahead. Let's go ahead. What's up?
No, go ahead. Get it out.
So this actually goes back to the initial conversation. I mean, we were talking about talking not necessarily with the Pope, right?
Right.
So all of this goes cyclical into the conditioning.
Yes.
And as a step back, right? When you ask, did Vince McMahon, is he saying that about himself, right? And I would say yes as well, because as a fan, as a black man who's a fan, you know, I've always looked and been like, I've very, very seldom am I cool with how black people are portrayed, especially in the WWF, WWE. You know, it's always been a caricature. It's all like, for the most part, like you got like how the New Day, Crime Time. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
So
Vince came up with those. You know that, right? Don't let him off the hook. Don't let him off the hook.
Yeah, he's still not wrong, because coming out there, dancing with the bare feet and everything. What's the name? And they gave Atlas that gimmick, and then what's the name ruining it? He wasn't even the gimmick wasn't even a month old. That ain't no Simba. That's Tony Atlas. Only difference is he came back, he was bald headed. But yeah, he had Kamala. You know, you just but the what's the other gimmick? The New Day. Because people think you hate everything. No, you like the wrestlers, you hate the gimmick. That's what throwing or not cereal. What was it? They're throwing pancakes at us. They did have a cereal. Oh boy, boy.
Don't let him off the hook.
he may be listening. You might be
Remember
looking.
Remember he said the black man sneaking in his neighborhood.
Right.
What black man gonna be in an alley in an Italian neighborhood?
Carl, he's saying that not knowing that people are going to believe him. See, people are going to believe that crap because
It's you did Crime Time, right? But like, and he was like, I never understood why he did that line. What's up, my nigga? I'm like, what? I didn't get it. I'm like, it was stupid. So that being said,
oh my God,
it was. I'm like, it wasn't funny. It wasn't relatable. It was like, why did you?
No, it wasn't funny.
Like, have you always just wanted to say the word?
What's good in the hood?
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, chill out, Trump.
Yeah, chill with that.
Like, I can get good myself sometimes. But the whole what I'm seeing is, and we've talked about this a number of times.
Yeah, they brought it up. Yeah, they brought that up a lot. People, the fans never forgot about that. Good, man. Doing that. Then we turn around and Booker T's right there. I was like, oh, boy, that was something. That oh boy, like you said, the stereotypical gimmicks, man, it was getting old.
It's the programming. Like Hulk Hogan didn't see it on the Pope because most people in the industry don't necessarily see it on a black person. Period. Right. They don't see the it factor. Like you gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, like. Come on, you bring Ron Simmons over, put him in. Ron Simmons.
Yeah, great point.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't see it. So it's got to be The Rock, who's palatable. You see what I'm saying? You know, even Jonathan Coachman, who's palatable. You know, because they They are thinking.
That's debatable, but I see what you're saying.
They are thinking. They are thinking about their business.
And the large part of the audience.
Right, exactly. So they don't understand. They don't see how this person can get over. To use a restaurant term, exactly. To get over in front of a certain because a lot of it is they don't choose to see it. They don't choose to understand that if you make it relatable, it could work. Because guess how many times we've been at the top of the industry? Why is that black music get over? Black actors get over. You put Will Smith, Denzel Washington in a movie. Guess where that joint's going? Box office, baby.
But let me counter that, Carl.
Yes, sir.
Everything that you're saying is 100% right. But what happens when one Sidney Poitier comes out? Look what happened now the years after that.
Yeah.